It's time for your Facts Fix. Here are 50 amazing facts to blow your mind. The Ship of Theseus. The Ship of Theseus article on Wikipedia has been edited over 1,800 times since it was first created in July of 2003. At present, 0% of the phrases in the original article remain. That's about as meta as it gets. A cat's lifespan. The average lifespan of a pet cat has increased from 7 to 15 years between the early 1980s and 2021. Horace Grant. After getting LASIK surgery, Horace Grant continued to wear his signature goggles, but without the prescription, in order to remain a positive influence so that kids who needed glasses would think it's cool.
Well, yes, glasses are cool.
Campaign for North Africa. The Campaign for North Africa is a board game published in 1978 that's estimated to take 62 days to play. The game includes 1,600 countries, and the level of detail is such that Italian troops require additional water supplies in order to boil pasta. The Green M&M. The seductive nature of the Green M&M originated from an urban legend during the 1970s that green M&Ms were aphrodisiacs. Banned from casinos. Citizens of Monaco are banned from gambling or working at casinos. The famed Monte Carlo casino is strictly for foreigners. Sonia Orwell. Sonia Orwell, second wife of George Orwell, died penniless in December of 1980, having spent a fortune trying to protect Orwell's name and having been swindled out of her remaining funds by unscrupulous accountants. The Catamaran. The F-50 foiling catamaran sailboat can sail almost 4 times faster than the wind and reach 100 kilometers an hour. The Greatest Contract. In 1939, RKO Pictures offered a young Orson Welles with what is generally regarded as the greatest contract offered to a filmmaker in history. The contract gave Welles full creative control to write, produce, direct, and perform in 2 films. His very first film under the contract? Citizen Kane. Larry Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne used to be credited as Larry Fishburne in his movies, including Boys in the Hood. He began using Lawrence in 1993. The largest Air Force. The largest Air Force in the world is the US Air Force. Interestingly, the second largest Air Force in the world is, believe it or not, the US Navy. Old tennis balls. Tennis balls used to be black and white, but changed to yellow for TV viewers thanks to David Attenborough's suggestion. For-profit ambulances. In the US, there are some private for-profit ambulance agencies that will bill a person for responding to a scene even if that person refuses treatment and or transportation and was not the one who called 911. The extinct dolphin. The beiji was a species of obligate freshwater river dolphin native to China's Yangtze River, last photographed in 2002. An extensive 6-week multi-vessel visual and acoustic survey in 2006 covering its entire historical range failed to find any evidence that the species survived. The Star Car. The Chevy Suburban has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The Pope's Family. When Machiavelli was tasked with writing the history of Florence by the Pope, he faced having to say unpleasant truths about the Pope's family. In order to avoid displeasing him but remain objective, he included all the negatives about his family as words uttered by their enemies. The Oval Office desk. Since the construction of the Oval Office in 1909, a total of 6 different desks have been used by 20 presidents. 8 presidents used the Resolute desk, 6 used the Theodore Roosevelt desk, 2 used the Hoover desk, and 2 used the Wilson desk. 1 used the C&O desk, and 1 used the Johnson desk. Crawling babies. Approximately 50% of babies begin crawling by 8 months, but some babies may start before 6 months, and others may not crawl until after 11 months, if ever. The most produced vehicle. The Honda Super Cub is the most produced motor vehicle in history. In manufacture since 1958, with production surpassing 60 million in 2008, 87 million in 2014, and 100 million in 2017. Smart monkeys. Monkeys in Ethiopia have managed to domesticate wild wolves by helping them hunt small rodents. The wolves now coexist with even baby monkeys without ever attacking them, instead going for smaller, harder to catch prey. The oldest golf course. The oldest golf course in Scotland dates all the way back to 1552, whereas the oldest course outside of Scotland Scotland in France dates back to 1856. The Blue Banana. The Blue Banana is a geographical region stretching like a banana from northern Italy across western Germany and Low Countries into England's Liverpool region. The area is believed by some to constitute the industrial and economic backbone of Europe, both presently and in history. Microsoft's longest product. Microsoft's longest running product line is surprisingly not Windows, but Flight Simulator, with the first release being in November of 1982, nearly 3 years before Windows 1.0. The Incredible Engine. Throughout the 1950s and 1960s, car manufacturers developed a turbine engine that was capable of running any type of fuel without modification. As a demonstration, the car was driven to Mexico powered by tequila, and in France it was powered by Chanel No. 5. The Onion King. In 1956, a man named Vincent Kasuga was able to successfully corner the Chicago onion market and made a fortune controlling 98% of all onions traded on the exchange. The origin of the smoke detector. The smoke detector was accidentally invented in the 1930s by Swiss physicist Walter Jaeger. While he was trying to come up with a sensor that would easily identify poison gas, Jaeger's device instead registered his cigarette smoke. Elephant gestation. An elephant's gestation period is longer than any other mammal. African elephants are pregnant for an average of 22 months, while Asian elephants, it's 18 to 22 months. The Stanley Cup. When the NHL Stanley Cup runs out of space engravings, the oldest engravings are removed and a new one is added. Most recently, the bands for winners from 1954 to 1965 were removed. The longest prison sentence. The longest prison sentence ever given was 141,078 years, given to a Thai woman in 1989. She was released 4 years later. The Hero. In 1982, a man named Jim Rice rushed the stands to help a 4-year-old boy that was struck in the head by a line drive off a bat during a baseball game. Rice carried the boy onto the field, through the Red Sox dugout and into the clubhouse, where he was treated immediately. Jim's swift response saved the boy's life. Orcas versus sharks. Scientists for the first time in significant detail captured footage of orcas hunting and killing great white sharks via first time ever aerial footage of the behavior in South Africa. Researchers recorded 11 shark deaths by orcas. Evidence also suggested that the hunting was becoming more common. Celebrity divorce rates. A-list celebrities are 2 times more likely to divorce in their first 14 years of marriage. Amazon river dolphins. Amazon river dolphins are the only known species to have been observed having nasal sex, i.e. penetration of the blowhole. It's just science, folks. Original semantic meanings. Despot, tyrant, dictator, and autocrat were originally respectable titles and did not have any negative connotations that we do today. They're examples of how language changes over time where words can take on different meanings. The best-selling car. The best-selling single model year vehicle in American history is the 1965 Chevrolet Impala. 1,074,925 units in 1 year was the record that's yet to be broken. 200,000 of these vehicles have the SS package. The USPS mandate. In 1923, the United States Post Office Department mandated that every household have a mailbox or letter slot to receive mail. Before that, letter carriers knocked on the door and waited for people to answer. And nowadays, if you're a FedEx driver, you just throw it against the door and hope it doesn't break. Why? The appearance policy. Abercrombie & Fitch's appearance look policy requires staff to buy the company's clothes. After losing a lawsuit, they agreed not to force workers to buy its clothes and to reimburse former employees for purchases made during the period cited. The horse airplane. There's actually a special airline just for horses named Air Horse One. It's true. The expensive console. The Neo Geo is the most expensive home video console ever made, selling for $650 in 1990. That's over $1,600 in today's money. It was originally supposed to be a rental console, but was sold for retail due to high demand. The renaming of America. America was almost named Amerige, meaning land of Amerigo, but was changed to the feminine form of America following the naming convention of Asia and Europe. Tibet Tibet flights. There are virtually zero commercial planes that fly over Tibet, one of the reasons being that in the event of depressurization or engine failure, planes cannot descend to 10,000 feet because the Tibetan plateau has an average elevation of over 14,000 feet. Independent cities. The United States has 41 independent cities which aren't in the territory of any country. Of these, 38 of them are in Virginia. Cher's music video. The music video for Cher's If I Could Turn Back Time was filmed on the battleship USS Missouri. The revealing outfit that she wore caused considerable controversy, with World War II veterans saying that it desecrated a historic site. The Survey. According to Zeddy's Leaving a Job, Termination to Resignation 2023 report, over 50% of workers fear being fired more than death, and 65% fear it more than sickness or poor health. Law firm influence. In a survey of 500 law firm workers, over 50% confirmed that legal TV shows had influenced their career choice, and 57% of those felt that the TV series that impacted them was a realistic depiction of a legal career. 30% identified Suits as their show, and 22% said Law and Order. Buddy Holly. Weezer's Buddy Holly music video was included on the Windows 95 installation CD without the band's prior permission. The rock star. Rock guitar icon Dwayne Allman only started playing guitar at 14, slide guitar at 22, and tragically died at 24. In 2003, he was ranked number 2 in Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 100 greatest guitarists of all time, second only to Jimi Hendrix. The underground city. Derinkuyu in modern-day Turkey was a 3,000-year-old underground city that once housed up to 20,000 people and their livestock. The De-Extinction Task Force. There's a De-Extinction Task Force established in 2014 by the Species Survival Commission, whose purpose is to identify suitable animals to bring back that would not harm humans and can thrive. The 3 methods currently employed are cloning, genome engineering, and backbreeding. A dog's permission. The legendary baseball star Ichiro Suzuki once refused to tell the media the name of his dog because he didn't have the dog's permission. He also credited the dog with convincing him to stay with his longtime team, the Seattle Mariners. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and an extra special thank you to my channel members. Don't forget there are clickable cards that you can click on screen right now if you want to watch some more content from me, including a bloopers reel, which is exclusive to channel members. And that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Love you guys.